Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Time for another card class. And we are going to be making a double card in one, a double opening card. And we're going to be using the Snowy Wonder. I love snow globes and I love snowmen, and this is like the perfect set to encompass that. The suite comes with the Snowy Scenes Designer Series paper. Good morning, Ty. I love this paper. It's got pool party and petal pink. It's got cute candy canes, snowmen and snowflakes, and these super cute penguins. Good background papers. It's just gorgeous. So we're going to be using that today. And all kinds of fun things. Hey, Stephanie! So glad to see you yesterday. I got my hair done yesterday with my favorite hairstylist, Stephanie, and ooh, did she do a good job. I look so cute. Thanks, Stephanie. Okay, so we're going to be using the Snowy Wonder stamp set and the matching dies. You can make these super cute snow globes. And there's like a snowman that will cut out the snowman, and all of the different stamps. So that is super fun. And we're gonna be using the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. And it's beautiful. It's just gives a great design. So we're gonna be using that as well. Let me show you today's card. Make sure I'm on camera here. So it's kind of a double opening card. So we've got our cute snow globe we're gonna make. We've got some beautiful new ribbon. It opens to a card this way, but then you open it again. So it's this fun kind of double opening card. So let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna need is our card base. This is a pool party. And so I'm just already cut and scored this. Remember, if you need any of the measurements for today's card, and you're part of my email list, I send out a free printable PDF tutorial every single week. That's my Buzz Bulletin. You can subscribe below. You can also go to stampinqueenbee.com and subscribe there. And on my blog, I'll also post everything. So there'll be a PDF with all the supply list in case you forget anything, and or your shopping list, as I like to call it, right? All the measurements, and of course the step-by-step directions. So this is one of the beautiful papers in this DSP set, the Snowy Scenes. The back of it is this beautiful snowflake. I love the colors they chose to put together because we've got pool party and a bit of Lost Lagoon. There is some garden green in there, and I don't know, I probably wouldn't have put those together for snowflakes, and I think it looks beautiful. And then same thing on here, we've got Poppy Parade and all those others. So we're gonna cut with this piece on the front. So we're gonna cut this all the way down at 4 inches. We're gonna open up our paper trimmer here so we get the long arm, and we're gonna cut this at 10.5. Perfect. Then we're gonna make a score line on here. Let me close this back up at 5.25. So that is the opening of our card once we fold this in half. Let me grab my bone folder again. And then on that score line, we're just going to fold our paper right in half and burnish it on that score line we created. So you've got two pieces now, well, one piece, but like two sides to it. And so you want to make sure when you do this that the correct side is facing up, right? We don't want upside down snow globes. I mean, I guess you could do it to open down, but we're going to do it to open up today. Okay, so now we're just going to get some liquid glue. Hey, Marianne. And we're just gonna add this to that upside down part. So when you're doing this, if you try to do this with another type of designer series paper, you just wanna make sure that whatever is on the other side that you're gonna want to see, because when we open this up, you will see the inside of that paper. So you wanna make sure that it's, you know, like this is not directional and it goes with it, right? So that is what we want to make sure. So now that is kind of the bones of our card. We've got our first opening, we've got our second opening. So easy so far, right? I've got another piece of designer series paper. I already cut this piece for us. And we're gonna open up our card, and I saw the cutest idea from our CEO, Sarah Douglas, and she started putting DSP on the left side of her cards. And I thought that was such a beautiful idea because you can see more of our paper that way. And this inside piece, right, on the left often just gets forgotten and we just leave it. So what a fun way to kind of decorate even that side. And I love this snowman print. I think these snowmen are just darling. So that's why I picked this one for the inside. So we're just gonna take this, and you could absolutely make this a layer sized piece. This one, I wanted it to cover the whole inside. So I'm using liquid glue because if you can see, I'm giving it a bit, it's giving me a bit of wiggle room so that I can go left to right and so that it's totally lined up. So now our whole inside piece has pretty design, right? I love that. Okay, now let's do our inside layer here. Let me grab my pieces. Got all these already cut for us. So this is just a piece of basic white, and we're just gonna grab that liquid glue again. We're gonna stick this on the inside. Remember, no naked inside, so we're gonna decorate this as well. But first, we're gonna get that in. So now I'm gonna bring in one of my Stampin' blends. This is Pool Party. We're gonna use this a few times, but once it's in, what I'm gonna do for this is do my speckle technique where we just kind of splatter this all over. It's gonna dry a bit lighter, but I just used the lid and did a bit of speckling kind of all on there. Kind of looks like light snow, right? And then one of the designer series paper prints in this snowy scenes, let me grab it here, is this one with all these little snow globes. And so what I did was I just fussy cut, so I already did it so you didn't have to watch me do that, but with a pair of snips, our paper snip scissors, I just fussy cut that little snow globe right out of that paper. So I already did that, and so for this one, we're just going to glue this on that inside piece. You could stamp another sentiment or leave it to just write your note. I love that there's kind of two places to write a little message, right? Okay, so now our inside is done. Easy peasy, right? You could absolutely write all around this, so that is fun. Now the inside piece of our top card here, I've got another piece of basic white, cut a layer smaller, and all those measurements will be on that printable PDF for you. We're just gonna glue this one down, just right in the center there. Perfect. And then one of our other papers in this, so I'm using all kinds of designer paper today, but in this set, let me bring that back, is this penguin paper. Let me find one that's not all cut up. This cute penguin paper. And so there is a die in our die set here of this cute little penguin, and it will die cut all the cute little penguins out of our paper there. So I already did that, die cut our penguin for our card today. I love when they have dies that match with the paper, right? Because it just gives you even one more way to use your product. So for this one, we're gonna glue our little die cut penguin right inside here. Kind of at the bottom. That way we have a little more room if we want to write a big message, right? Okay, so now our insides of our card are totally done. We've got all the bones. Now we just get to decorate. So the first thing that we're going to do for our decorating, and then we'll get to some stamping here, right, is we're going to use this new ribbon. It is just darling. It's Pool Party, and I think it's the cutest ribbon ever. So my ribbon tip is I use those sewing pins with the pearls at the end. And that's how I keep all of my ribbon together. That way it's not, I keep mine in a drawer, and that way it's not just like all these strands all loose all over, right? So I am just gonna take my ribbon. This makes beautiful bows and all kinds of things. And I am just going to, at an angle, snip that. And I am just gonna do it just a slight bit smaller than the length of my card here. I'm going to take a bit of Stampin' Seal Plus, and I'm just going to make a line of that adhesive, so it's just a sticky line. And we're just going to take our ribbon and put it right over top of our card. So we've just got this ribbon. I love the cute little white like snowballs on the ends, right? Super cute. Okay, so then I did some more die cutting, and let me bring in these dies again. And so there are these cute snow globe dies. So I took first this one, which is the base of like our snow globe, and I die cut it. Let me find my pieces here. I die cut it out of this paper. Now I'm missing it. Don't you hate that when you have like all of your parts and pieces and you're like, now where did they go? Now where did they go? Maybe I put it back inside. Let's see. So I used this paper here, which is this super cute striped paper. Well, it was just right here. Heavens, we might just have to just die cut another. So let me leave that paper out, and I'm gonna run to my die cut machine if I cannot find that piece. Maybe I put it right back in here. Have you ever done that? You'll have to tell me in the comments. Have you ever done that? Well, here we go. I have another one here. So this one is die cut from the paper as well. This is the different paper, but we will just go with it and we will use that today. And you know, as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm sure, see, I cut two, so I know it's here somewhere. I'm sure it will pop up. Okay, no worries. We will use that one today. Good thing it goes with our colors here, right? So we've got our die cut piece there. And then I took a piece of basic white paper, and I die cut this smaller globe out of basic white. Then I took that super cute embossing folder that I shared with you, that Snowflake 3D embossing folder. I opened it up, put my basic white that I die cut in it, ran it through the embossing folder, and out came this beautiful piece. Hey, Lori. Yes, I don't understand. It was like right here 5 minutes ago. Maybe I'm sitting on it. I don't know. But I know as soon as I'm done with the video, I will find it. So anyway, no worries. I ran that through the embossing folder, and now look at that snow globe piece. You don't even need to do a shaker snow globe out of this, right? It gives that effect that a snow globe would have, which I really loved. So that is how I got these pieces. So now we're gonna put these onto our card with some dimensionals. Grab those. At least y'all know I'm normal, right? And that I lose pieces too. That I know we're right here. Oh boy. Okay, so we're gonna putting our dimensionals on the back here. Back of our snow globe topper. That should be good. Okay, so I offset these to the right of my card because I didn't want to cover up all the cute snow globes on the DSP, but I still wanted to add some things, right? So I kind of put this over my ribbon. I love this snow globe and the penguin. I mean, they're all cute, right? But if I put it in the middle, it would cover all that. So I just put mine to the right here. Put that one on. And I like to put the top on first, the top of the globe, and then put this little base on because I take this base and I go a tiny bit so it overs, you know, the globe part, and put that right on. I think that base looks cute. So maybe that was a happy, what do they call it? A happy crafting accident, right? Okay, so we've got that done, and that is pretty much our card. Now we need to do some stamping. So let me bring in a scrap piece of basic white, and we're gonna stamp a couple of things. So first we're gonna stamp our sentiment. This is the Let It Snow. So I am using some Poppy Parade ink, and we're just going to stamp down a Let It Snow. We'll let that kind of dry a second, and we're gonna also stamp a snowman because we need to stamp a snowman, right? So we've got my Memento black ink because we're gonna use some alcohol markers, our Stampin' Blends alcohol markers. And so we want it stamped in our mementos so that it doesn't smear when we use our coloring. Okay, so we've got our snowman and we've got our sentiment. So I'm just gonna grab some of my paper snips and I'm gonna cut out our words here. So there isn't a die for these. You could stamp them on a banner or anything like that, but I wanted it to be real small so that we could really showcase that designer paper that's so cute. So I'm just gonna fussy cut this, and I'm just leaving like a white border all around, and I'm just trimming it close to those words. Now for our snowman, there is a die. So I just grabbed this die, put that on, ran that through my die cut machine, no fussy cut needed, and there we have our snowman. So magic of TV, I already did that for us. Okay, so we've got our two pieces here. Now for our snowman, we're gonna put it on our globe here, but he kind of blends in and is a bit boring all by himself like that. So for our snowman, I'm gonna bring in two of my Stampin' Blends, the dark pumpkin pie, so we can color in his nose. And for this, it's so tiny that I'm just using that bullet end. So we've got our snowman nose. Then I'm gonna take the brush end of the light pool party, and we're gonna give him kind of like a watercolor shadow look. And all I'm doing is in that surrounding white area of our snowman. So before I finish it, let me show you. Let me get real close here. But the surrounding area, there's like a little white border that is around our snowman. And so I am just taking that with our light pool party and just giving it a slight blend all the way around. And so it kind of just gives him a little bit of a watercolored look, a little shadow, matches our paper here. And so now when we take our dimensionals and add to our snowman and add him to, or her, to the snow globe here, it's gonna pop a bit with that shadow. So the light pool party is really great to give any of our pieces that need just a bit of border so that they don't totally blend in. It gives them a little bit of a pop. So now our snowman doesn't blend into white with white, right? And doesn't the embossing of that globe really make it look like a snow globe with all the little, you know, snow coming down? I think so. Then we'll take our Let It Snow. We're almost done. And we're going to add a couple dimensionals there. And we're just gonna pop this in that kind of top left area of our card. I don't want to cover up our penguin there, so you know, you can kind of move it based on the DSP. All right, well now we can't finish a card without bling, right? That's the rule. So we have this new fun bling. It's called White Loose Snowflakes. And you can make super cute shaker cards with these. Look how adorable they are. They're kind of plasticky, super cute. There's some different sizings of these cute snowflakes. They're totally adorable. But you can also use them, so you can use them in shaker cards if you want to do that, but you can also use them as bling embellishments for your card. So for that, this is my trick. So I love our fine tip glue for adding any of these loose embellishments to anything. And so it's got, you know, this top, it's got the pin so it doesn't dry out your glue or anything. And so for this, what I like to do is I'm gonna put 3 of these on. So let's put one down here. Come on, glue. Well, here I said that, and I just used this a bit ago. Let me grab my pin. Where'd my pin go? So those ribbon pins that I shared with you are also great if you ever get a little plug in your glue or anything. Okay, there we go. So we've got one dot there, we've got one dot here, and let's do one right here. So I like to put my little glue dots with my fine tip glue on for a second and let them sit there before I add anything to it so that they kind of get tacky. And then I just take my little snowflakes here and add them to those little dots that I put the glue on. Aren't those cute? I think they're just darling, those little blings. Those little blings. So let me show you while this one sits for a second. So you'll just want to let that sit with those glue on there. But when it's done, how cute are those on there? Let me get close so you can see them. But they're raised up, kind of plasticky, rubbery snowflakes, and they're just darling. So we've got Let It Snow, we've got our cute snow globe, we've got our opening with our penguin, our double opening with DSP. I mean, this is a well-decorated card, wouldn't you agree? So you'll have to tell me, do you prefer the DSP with the stripes or the DSP bottom with the pool party? I think both ended up super cute. So you can see that each one will be a little bit different, right? Depending on the pattern of the DSP. But I think this double opening card using lots and lots of our DSP is a great way to showcase all that, and lots of fun for a super cute card, right? All right, well, make sure you check out my blog, stampinqueenbee.com, for that free printable PDF, or if you're on my Buzz Bulletin email list, that will go out as well. And of course, check out that supply list, AKA your shopping list. And I so appreciate any of you who shop in my online store, any of you who like this video, subscribe to my channel. I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys soon.